Here's my question. Did Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, just pull off the move that Trump and Republicans wish they were smart enough to execute? Here's what happened and why it matters so much more than people realize. We talked previously on the show about Texas blowing up its congressional map by decree in order to get more seats for Republicans in 2026. They have been dragged to court, and a court has stepped in and said, this is unconstitutional. Now, meanwhile, as Texas was redrawing its maps, but before losing the legal challenge, Gavin Newsom in California did Proposition 50. And what Proposition 50 did is propose something similar to what Texas is doing, except the maps would not be drawn on racial lines, and it would be put critically to the vote of the people of California. And so what California said is, we will redo our maps only if the voters want it, and the voters did. But crucially, you might remember that initially the idea was there will be a trigger here. We will only do this if Texas does the same thing. If Texas decides we're not going to do our maps, California won't do their maps either. Okay, so far, that's the way it was all set up. The Texas seats were struck down, at least for now. And so when I reported on that to you, I said, I wonder now, do California's maps stay or go? Because they were contingent on Texas doing it originally, but now California voters said we want it. So do the California maps stay or go? This is unbelievable. California removed the trigger language from the final version of the bill. It's not there, okay? The condition that California will only redraw if Texas does it is gone from what voters actually approved. And Paul Mitchell, who worked, not the Vidal Sassoon guy, different Paul Mitchell, who worked on the team that drafted the maps, posted to Twitter, quote, since everyone is asking, no, this, meaning the Texas decision, undoing their maps, this doesn't undo Proposition 50. The trigger language was removed in the legislative process as it was clear that Texas was redistricting. So even if their map is invalidated or postponed, the Prop 50 maps stay in place. So now we have to ask a very simple but a very interesting question. Is it possible, just consider this, is it possible that Gavin Newsom and his team suspected that the Texas maps wouldn't hold up legally? So think about the sequence. Texas announces we've got this aggressive new map. Newsom says, great, we're going to do Prop 50 and see if our voters, if our residents want to do something similar. California prepares its changes to the maps, and then because Texas did do the maps while Prop 50 was being lobbied for by those for and against it leading up to the election in November, California says, well, listen, they did their maps, so we're going to remove the trigger language, meaning that if the Texas maps are struck down in court, which happened, California still gets its extra seats, likely Democratic seats. If that is intentional, Gavin Newsom basically said, Texas, thank you for your service. We will take our seats now. Was Gavin Newsom actually playing the kind of 4D chess that MAGA constantly insists Trump is playing, but never is actually playing? Because right now, the scoreboard reads, Texas seats demolished in court, subject to appeal. Republicans scrambling to defend an indefensible map in Texas, Trump furious and powerless, and California Democrats quietly securing more representation in the context of the upcoming 2026 midterms, with Gavin Newsom walking away with an incredible win. So this is either the most incredible outmaneuvering of the Republican Party in a way that Trump could never do, like the masterstroke of the year, or just a coincidence that really hurts Republicans and benefits Democrats by chance. What do you think? Did Newsom expect that exactly this would happen and remove the trigger language for exactly this reason? Let me know in a comment. Let me know in an email, info@davidpakman.com. If you regularly deal with PDFs, you've probably asked yourself, why are the big name tools so complicated and expensive? Why do I need a monthly subscription? Our sponsor, UPDF, gives you every PDF and AI feature you need, faster, easier, and for a fraction of the price of the big name software. No subscription needed. With UPDF, you can edit text, images, and layouts directly in your PDF. No learning curve. You can highlight, comment, you can annotate reports or proposals, convert to Word, PowerPoint, Excel, or images in seconds. The formatting stays perfect. If you need to scan something, UPDF's built-in OCR turns it into editable text instantly. You can merge, split, organize, or compress. It is all built in, and UPDF's AI assistant will take it further, enabling you to summarize long reports, translate entire PDFs while keeping the formatting, compare versions side by side, turn a dense document into clear mind maps. One lifetime license covers up to 4 devices: Windows, Mac, iOS, and Android. And this Black Friday, it is 50% off when you go to davidpakman.com/UPDF. The link is in the description.